Hi, class. As we close out Module 1 and make our way to Module 2, I wanted to, well, now that we're in Module 2, I guess, I wanted to provide you all like a little transitional, video. So for Module 1, hoping that we all have a greater understanding of each other. Of course, we did some icebreakers and some connecting, but for the content for on May 13th, the prior knowledge and organization of knowledge that students have, or I guess I would say the prior knowledge and the ways that students organize knowledge. So I think key takeaways for this area are that we recognize that you can not only recognize the prior knowledge that students have and come into your courses with, but recognize how you can use that prior knowledge to your benefit in class and how it could work against you as an instructor and the students if it's not, you know, uh, accounted for pedagogically, maybe through pre-test or, grouping activities or what have you. And there are a number of strategies listed in the book and that we've discussed in class about that. So then when we talk about the organization or organizing knowledge, the way students organize knowledge is just to help you understand that it's not only the way that students organize it, but the way that we help students organize their knowledge. And one of the things I like to always remember is that, we think visually. Even a person who is may be visually impaired or have no vision thinks visually. And you can, Google that and look it up. But it's something that kind of helps you realize that in order for us to conceive and conceptualize things, it is good to give shape to it. So how are you presenting your concepts and your theories, your equations, your problems, etc.? Are you using approaches that allow students to really organize it in the chunks that it needs to be and the structure that it needs to be and for that best works for them, etc.? So that's for, that section on prior knowledge and organization of knowledge or organizing knowledge. And then the next session that we had with the period of May 13th through May 19th was on the motivation and mastery. And last class we had the skid, and we were able to diagnose where the student fell, Stanley, in terms of whether he saw value in the yoga class, whether he felt supported, and whether he felt that he could do it. And that we were able to kind of really talk about what a conversation would be when impacting a student's, motivation, because we know that we can impact value, self-efficacy, and the support and our pedagogical approaches or those things that we do in class. Now, of course, remembering this reading, The Pearls of Praise, if you haven't read it really thoroughly, I strongly suggest you do it again or do it for the first time. It's really important to note that our mindset and how we look at students really impacts our ability to even feel like we can motivate the student or have any say in their ability to achieve. If we look at all barriers for students as that, just a barrier or in a fixed way, that automatically is going to undermine students' performance. The studies, show that. Well, at least some of the ones that DUEC's done. But if we look at any challenge with the student as an opportunity for that student to flex different muscles, take a different different route, or a different path, that's a different story. So it's something important to consider. We're talking about a growth mindset, looking at students with a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And I think it applies to us in our regular lives. Like, do we feel that, this challenge is an opportunity to, think deeper or strategize, or are we looking at the challenge as a barrier or something that we can't plow through? So what is that? What is it? So that's for the second section there. Now not now, I guess most recently in our other session, we did talk about the adult development and metacognition, and we talked about the reflective judgment and how students come in with different intellectual maturity, I guess I would say. Everything from dualistic, feeling like there's a right or wrong, to commitment to decisions and being able to then, of course, understand those other areas. The important thing to remember with that is that all of the stages are could be contextual. You can be dualistic on some subject areas and things and concepts, and then other areas not. So, for example, religion and politics are, often what individuals are caught in dualistic or relativist. Well, I guess I'm sorry, multiplistic state. But you might have some people that reach commitment, but it's just a matter of how you understand and what you hold as your truth, etc. So, one thing that we didn't cover was the how do students become self-directed learners. I know you were able to read in the Ambrose book, but the video that I provide after this is going to give you a little bit of information on that and my presentation on teaching students how to fish. So this is the closeout to Module 1. Apologies for not posting it a little sooner. And we're in Module 2 now. And I will be talking to you in future videos and seeing you next Wednesday.